Welcome.
Hi. Welcome to Astrology. I'm Amy.
And I am G.
And we are doing a free personal reading today for someone who subscribed. The date of birth is December 11th, 1990. And welcome. Time of birth, 3:45 p.m. So we've got our sage and we're ready to go.
Sage, set the space. Let me just make a quick mention here. You already said free subscriber reading. You already gave all the information. And as usual, you go down below to the comment area and you let us know that you want a reading. And you just say, hey, can I get a reading?
Send us your birth information.
Birth time, birth date, birth city, birth state, and country.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And if you send us all of that pertinent information, we would be able to do a reading for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for this person, we would like to start out by mentioning a couple of things from your past, just to let you know that we do know what we're talking about. I'd like to start with the fact that when you were about 10 and a half, there was probably an emotional event that happened to you. This particular event, I get the feeling that it could have been, now I don't know how you're going to react to this because I haven't.
Go ahead and say what you think.
My feeling is it was the death of a very, very close pet.
Okay.
That you had a very close bond with, and you probably lost that pet at that time in your life.
So are you talking about this event here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. And that's a really good possibility. These, when we look at these things that have lines and shapes and all these other things on them, it's basically your energetic grid of when you were born. And so each symbol has a way of which it can express. And so this area involves, this particular area, there was a deep emotional event that occurred, and it could have involved a deep relationship, which at that age, we know there was an event because there's a signature left there. So what kind of a deep emotional bond does a child have at that young age? Now, it's in the house, it's in an area of the chart that contains pets. It's also...
close relationship.
Yeah, like whoever you had close relationships with. So typically, kids are young, pets are a part of that. But more, and to the pet thing, routine, somebody who's in your life on a regular basis. Yes, so maybe you had a grandma living with you. I don't know.
That's a possibility too.
It could be somebody, could be a pet. It's not that anybody's wrong, it's just because of the way, there's multi-levels of meanings, basically. But you had a deep emotional
bond
that something occurred. And it was, it could have very well have been the death and the ending of something. We just talked about what age you were when something happened. And so my mind didn't even go further as to what exactly it was, other than it was some psychological.
I walked out of the room for a minute before the video, and all of a sudden it just dawned on me. It's like,
that could definitely be
she lost a pet.
Could be. Yeah, and it maybe, who knows, it might have been a freaking goldfish or something. I don't know for sure.
But it
could have been, as long as
it was an event
that was important to you.
That was important to you, and it has stuck with you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next event from your past that we took a look at happened in the first part of 2009.
2009.
Took place probably sometime between January and April. And it is something that was not found right away, was probably an illness.
Involved your body.
Yes, definitely involved your body. It could
have
been
the surface.
It would have been something that was not found right away. It could have involved your reproductive organs. And there's a good possibility that we get the feeling that you may have been told that there may have been some doubt as to whether or not you would have been able to bear children.
Yeah, because there's this communication, this conversation that's occurring with a part of the chart and symbol that represents children in a person's life. So, again, it could come out in a lot of different ways.
Right.
But we're thinking by the way this signature
looks.
said, that there might have been something that occurred that brought that awareness about. Might not have been real obvious at first. Mm-hmm. I agree.
There was definitely a setup that was triggered the first part of the year, in that year.
First few months,
and you may not have actually realized the problem until much later. Maybe not even until July, August.
That's what we were thinking. More of July, the awareness might have been raised about it. Like maybe at that time it was like, maybe you just had a routine doctor's appointment or something. Not really sure.
Yeah.
But these are ways for us to talk about these energies in terms of setting up our validity. And so
to show you that we understand what we're looking at and that we can see what we're talking about. And it gives you an opportunity to see that when we look at the chart, that we understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, and so these events, these two events that we picked out, it wasn't so much about picking them out. It really comes down to understanding, well, this person was at this age, so they're not going to remember that event. She was pretty big on that, stating she'd rather pick an event where someone's going to probably have recollection of and be able to say, oh, dude, I know what they're talking about. I remember that. Because some things, not all people remember, depending on what age they were. And for whatever reason, these are both in the location of your chart that speaks to day-to-day events, routines.
Physical health
And well-being. It's all Virgo things.
Yeah, it is.
It's all Virgo stuff. So domestic pets. Tell me some more Virgo things. Virgo's very analytical, very, it's a thinker. It's an organizer. It's
logic.
I know how to do this. I can figure out how to do this. They're great troubleshooters.
Mm-hmm.
So all these things that have to do with that.
Right.
So these deep transformational changes, these deeply emotional, psychological things all happened and were colored by all things Virgo.
Right. And because of the signs that are in that location in your particular chart, it is then colored by that. So that part of your life is colored by those signs. And then, of course, by the planets that are located there. So then when we went and we looked at where the planets were located in the rest of the chart at these times, that's what we're looking at. Okay, so moving forward. Oh, I would also like to mention, you're an incredibly strong, vocal, in-your-face kind of person. And you've probably gotten a lot of people who really wanted to kick your ass.
Possibly, yes. I actually think we even mentioned that a little bit earlier. God, I wonder if anyone's ever
really wanted to just...
And don't take any of this personal. This is just about you have a mark that's literally on your ascendant, which is very much about how we appear to the world, how we express to the world, how we relate to the world, how the world views us. And you're very verbally assertive. Yeah. Very verbally assertive. Yeah. And so when we're young, those kind of things get us into big trouble. Yeah. Because I know, if I was growing up in my dad's house with that, thank God, it's funny, we kind of have something similar, but mine was not in communicating and talking and speaking. But yours looks like a yeller. I don't know if your mother, when you were a baby, said, oh, she cried all the time, she screamed all the time. This would be that marking. And so as a young child and then an adolescent especially, preteen and when they get into that mouthy stage, holy crap, there might have been a problem.
You probably were very mouthy. And as a tendency as a whole, Sagittarians like to think that they know everything.
Oh, yeah, that too. That's the other side of it. You have a lot of strong energy both ways. You definitely do.
And you have a lot of strong Sagittarian energy in your home. And so when you're at home, you like to think that you know everything and the way it's supposed to be done. And so, and you're really fiery. So...
Oh, yeah, lots of fire here.
Yeah.
A lot of creative forces.
You've probably had a lot of people who have wanted to tell you to shut up. in your life.
And we mean this in the kindest way,
gentlest way possible.
This is not offense.
You're
this is just we see
probably
the
a
energy
lot
that
of
you came
fun
in with.
to be around too.
Absolutely, especially in the home.
Oh my gosh, you're probably a blast. You probably
Yeah.
throw the best parties.
You know, I mean, yeah, again, we see what's here. We're like, okay, this is the toolbox she came in with. This is what she's working with. So we understand the challenges.
If you're throwing parties at your house, I want to go to your house.
Right. It's
serious.
It's
You probably have killer parties at your house. Okay, so anyway, just had to put that out there just because.
Just gives us another little tidbit of information to add to. It just tells us more about you as an individual.
Strong-ass woman.
Strong thinker, strong speaker.
Yeah. You're also incredibly intelligent.
You are. You have a marking in your chart. I know I like to use the word marking a lot, but it's true. Like, you have this thing set up where you would be the person that...
You think outside the box, big time.
Yeah, like, I'm, having these... There's like this sign of ingenuity, but high intellect.
Innovation.
And thinking also connected together. They're together.
Really creative.
So you're gonna have the ability to put those things in a very material, tangible way.
And it might be kind of hard right now at this point in your life.
Gonna get to.
As you get older, it'll be easier.
Yeah.
You probably have these really great ideas, but you can't quite figure out how to implement them in a tangible way. You probably haven't quite gotten to that point yet. But as you get older, it will become easier to be able to implement those in the tangible. I think I'm going to say probably, once Neptune gets...
I agree. Because, I think it's like at...
it's at 18 degrees. How long do you think before
it's going to be a while. But it's loosened up. It's loosened up. What
but
we're
I think
talking about is there's like a veil. Like there's somebody covering your eyes, so you're not seeing the whole picture. Mm-hmm. And we all have this in our chart somewhere. And so in particular, you've got a planet that throws in illusion and clouds things and makes the water really murky. And it's been messing with you in regards to your high level of intellect and communication, thinking really. But you have a marking. It's like a genius's marking in a chart. I'm just going to say it.
Innovative.
It's a genius's marking.
It's innovative.
And so
I think once you within about 5 years.
Yeah, and this isn't like we're talking about something new. You have been dealing with this for a very long time because it's a very slow moving planet that's been messing with you.
But I think within the next 5 years, the veil's going to start to clear. Your
I think
ideas
it's starting to
are
clear
going
a little bit. Personally,
it's really,
I think it's
but once we get to that one point, it's just all going to be like
it'll be better.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. You'll have clarity.
You'll have real clarity. You'll be able to start to be able to put into concrete terms whatever innovative ideas that you have, and you'll be then at an age where you can really make significant inroads.
You'd be good with astrology too, by the way. You'd be phenomenal. You have the intellect. It takes people who can think in layers, multiple layers, and combine meanings and all that stuff, and you'd be phenomenal with it. Okay. So we're going to move you up to the future, I like to say. So right now, present day, in the chart, we're looking at August. So there's a couple things we have written down here. We want to give you a heads up because our free reading time is just about up here.
Yep.
And we're looking at, we're in the end of August right now. Okay. And so you're coming upon a time of a highly creative time of how do I be creative and how do I, like the hows of how to do it, we get the answers. We get the clarity.
You're lucky because whenever really creative energy comes around for you, the how-to is right there for you. And then you can tap into that higher creative intellectual thought process that you have, and that creative energy that you have. And they just click in together immediately, which is really fortunate for you. They just are immediately connected. It just comes so easy for you. It's amazing. You need to learn how to then take that and put it out into the world.
All right, September 10th to the 15th.
Yeah.
We have the words alert written down for you. It's in regards to children, fun, romance, and joy receiving tension from the house of one-on-one significant relationships. So tension. And that's from September 10th to September 15th.
Yeah.
This is a time where you are going to feel, super confident, and you may be willing to take risks you wouldn't normally take, or maybe these are risks you've taken before, and we are advising you right now
Not to.
not to take these risks from the 10th to the 15th of September.
We think it would be better to err on the side of being conservative.
Yeah. Act for the future, not for the now during this time.
Yeah.
This is imperative.
Look down the road of what you want for your life in the long term at this point. It's not particularly during those days, but I would say for a good chunk of September.
And this will also help to give a little bit more understanding to this time frame. September 13th falls right within September 10th to September 15th. There is authority challenging authority.
There's going to be clashes.
You as an authority figure being challenged by another authority figure. Okay, so that could be, if you're married, that could be a spouse challenging you.
Right.
If you're, on the job and
it could be a boss. It could be a coworker who's at the same level as you are.
Now, on all honesty, it could also be because the 7th house is also the law. Fairness.
Right.
That's the 7th house. It's one-on-one significant relationships. It's partnerships of any kind. So it doesn't have to necessarily be, well, hey, I'm not even married. What are they talking about?
Right.
Any person or any entity where you somehow have a partnership, a significant partnership established, there could be a challenge in those areas.
Right.
Okay? There was one other nugget we wanted to leave you with before we end this, because we are definitely at our free time where we're rounding up and being done.
Right.
And so this actually caught my eye at the very end. We always like to look at the charts for just a little bit before we give a freebie, and to just, make sure we have our dates right for you guys, because we really want to give you something of value. I want you to... I didn't write anything down, did I? Okay, well, here's the deal. We know that there's a major conjunction coming up, and it's in the beginning of January of 2020. Now, I know this is me looking out way down the line, but you're in your Saturn return mode. This is just a normal phenomena that we all experience from like ages 27 to age 30, 31, just depending, where it is in our chart.
And how the planets move.
Yeah, you're coming upon a time when this happens. It's going to be some intense energy. You're going to experience tension to your inner emotional world, and it looks like it's going to be in important one-on-one relationships. It's also going to be squaring with your tangible world, but this is going to be a deeply transformational experience.
And
so
it's also going to involve how you look at the world, and how you look at how you...
your job, government, business, the tangible
Everything.
world, but this really comes down to your beliefs, your opinion. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Your opinions, your beliefs.
Your belief system, how you look at everything around you.
Yeah.
It's really going to make you question all of that. And if you're not doing the things, if you're not on the right path in your life right now, this is going to throw you into a tailspin and make you change your personal path, and make you get on the personal path that you're supposed to be on.
Which all sounds absolutely horrendous and horrible.
But it's not.
But it's not. When you get through those rough waters, like you see, oh, there's land over there. And wow, there's shelter and there's food. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
You get through the storm and you realize once you get out to that land and there's food and there's support there, you're like, this is one of those things you just got to go through. Okay?
Yeah.
So with that said, this is the end of the video. We kind of went way over actually. We're at 20 minutes. We're supposed to be doing 10 to 15 minute free videos. So if you want to go a little bit deeper, you let us know. You let us know what you want to do. We've got some people who reach out to us and who say specifically how many months they want out. And some people
give us a dollar amount that they can afford.
If you
and
want,
then we work
because we
within that.
really want to help people. That's the reality of this. And some people, there's events that they're just going to need guidance for. You just let us know. If you want us to go further, just comment. Just come reach us at Facebook or through Messenger and let us know what you want to spend, if you want to spend anything at all. And if not, that's fine too. This is totally for you. We thank you for your subscription and
for trusting us.
Yeah, and for trusting us.
And we hope that you get some value out of this and that this helps you in some way.
Yes, and it gives you some guidance.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.